When was the last time you went to the butcher shop and came back empty-handed because the prices were sky high? Today I'm going to tell you something that very few doctors dare to say out loud. There's a food item in that butcher shop, one that the butcher keeps tucked away in the back, that almost no one asks for, that costs a fraction of what chicken does, and that according to science has more high-quality protein than that very chicken we all buy out of habit. And what makes that so incredible is that this food is available at any market in your neighborhood. It's been there your whole life, and most older adults are completely unaware of it, without realizing what they're missing out on. Stay with me, because what I'm going to show you today can transform your health, your strength, and your energy starting this very week. If you're new here, subscribe now and turn on the notification bell. Every week, I share information like this, researched and tailored specifically for people over 60. And leave a comment here saying, "I'm already subscribed, doctor." I want to know how many of you are here with me. My name is Dr. Adrian Vega. I'm a cardiologist, and I've been treating patients over 60 for more than 2 decades. And there's something I see over and over again in my office, something that nobody connects to their symptoms. Have you noticed that in recent years it's become harder for you to climb stairs? That you get tired faster doing things you used to do without any trouble? That your legs feel weaker? That you have trouble getting up from a chair without support? If so, I want you to know that you're not alone in this, and that it's not simply the passage of time. Behind these symptoms lies a specific biological process that has a name. It's called sarcopenia. It's the progressive loss of muscle mass that begins around age 40 and accelerates significantly after age 60. And sarcopenia isn't just muscle weakness. It is directly linked to the risk of falls and hip fractures, loss of independence, cognitive decline, and an increased risk of cardiovascular disease. And what is the main cause? A lack of high-quality protein in the daily diet. The most recent studies in geriatric nutrition indicate that an older adult needs between 1.2 and 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. That is considerably more than what a young adult needs, because the older body is less efficient at absorbing and utilizing the protein it consumes. A 70-kilogram person needs between 84 and 112 grams of protein per day. And when you think about how much chicken or beans you'd have to eat to reach that amount, with current prices, you start to understand why so many older adults live with a chronic protein deficiency without even knowing it. Before we continue, tell me one thing. Do you feel that weakness in your legs or that easy fatigue I mentioned? Write here in the comments, "Yes, I do," or "Not yet, thank God." And tell me how old you are too. It helps me better understand our community. And this is where we get to the heart of what I want to tell you. I'm talking about beef liver. I know that when you hear that, you might think of that intense flavor that not everyone likes, or that distinctive smell that reminds you of your grandmother's cooking. And you're right about all those associations. But I also want to tell you that your grandmother knew exactly what she was doing, and that science today is proving her right with very compelling data. Beef liver is, gram for gram, one of the most nutritionally dense foods found in all of nature. Check out these numbers. 100 grams of beef liver contain between 26 and 29 grams of high-quality protein, with all the essential amino acids in proportions ideal for the human body. Meanwhile, 100 grams of chicken breast contain about 23 to 25 grams. Liver wins, and it costs less, but there's more. Along with all that protein, you get highly bioavailable iron, essential for preventing anemia, which is so common in older adults. Vitamin B12 in extraordinary amounts, which directly protects the nervous system and memory. When deficient, it causes symptoms similar to Alzheimer's. Zinc, which strengthens the immune system. Vitamin A in the form of retinol, which protects the eyes and skin. Coenzyme Q10, essential for heart health and which naturally decreases with age. All of that for a fraction of the price of chicken. At any butcher shop in your neighborhood. I remember one of my patients perfectly, Don Guadalupe, 74 years old. He came to my office suffering from fatigue that was making his life miserable. His lab results showed mild anemia, and his vitamin B12 levels were so low that they explained the mental fog he described as feeling like my thoughts are getting slower and slower. I asked him directly how much liver he ate. He told me in all honesty that he hadn't touched it in 20 years. His children had told him it was bad for his cholesterol, that it was food for the poor. When I explained the nutritional facts and adjusted his diet to include beef liver twice a week, 3 months later, his test results showed a marked improvement. His B12 levels normalized, and most importantly, he told me himself that he felt 10 years younger in terms of energy and mental clarity. That significant change came mainly from a food that costs less than any other animal protein available on the market. Before I give you the recipe, I need to address that concern about cholesterol that keeps many people away from liver. For decades, it was believed that dietary cholesterol directly raised blood cholesterol levels, but scientific research over the past 2 decades has shown quite conclusively that, for most people, dietary cholesterol has a much smaller impact on blood cholesterol than previously thought. The main factors that raise problematic cholesterol are excess refined sugars, trans fats, and a sedentary lifestyle, more so than dietary cholesterol. That said, I always recommend talking to your doctor about your specific situation, especially if you have specific diagnosed conditions. But for most older adults, moderate liver consumption twice a week poses no problem, and it does offer enormous benefits. Now I'll share the home recipe that I personally recommend to my patients, because how you prepare it makes all the difference in the flavor and in preserving the nutrients. For 2 servings, you'll need 200 grams of beef liver, half a white onion, chopped, 2 cloves of garlic, minced, the juice of 1 lemon, fresh cilantro, a little olive oil, salt to taste. The secret to eliminating the strong flavor: soak the liver pieces in lemon juice with a little salt for at least 20 minutes before cooking. This significantly mellows the flavor and odor. Next, in a hot skillet with oil, sauté the onion and garlic until golden and fragrant. Add the liver, drained of the lemon juice, and cook over medium-high heat for 3 to 4 minutes per side. Don't overcook it. It will toughen up and lose flavor and nutrients. Finally, add the cilantro. Serve it with black beans and some warm tortillas. A meal your grandparents would recognize and that modern science fully endorses as one of the most nutritious you can put on your table. Tell me here in the comments, did you already eat liver or had you stopped eating it for years? And if you have a family recipe that always worked, share it below. I love reading about how our community prepares these foods in every region. Think of what I'm describing as a 3-part plan that works perfectly together. Element 1. Beef liver, twice a week, for high biological value protein, iron, vitamin B12, and all those essential micronutrients that older adults need. Element 2. Beef shank or foot broth, 2 or 3 times a week, for natural collagen, hydration, and joint health. Collagen is the most abundant structural protein in the human body. It forms tendons, cartilage, ligaments, and skin, and its production decreases dramatically with age. A chamorro broth simmered over low heat releases collagen in a way that the body absorbs very efficiently. Element 3. Combine with lemon and fresh green chili. Vitamin C is the most powerful activator of iron absorption. When you add fresh salsa verde or chili to your dish, you're creating a nutritional combination that our ancestors intuitively used for centuries without knowing the biochemistry behind it. 3 elements, all available at any grocery store, all backed by modern science. You don't need to spend a fortune on imported supplements. You don't need protein powders advertised on TV. You don't need expensive cuts of meat, because the food your body needs most after age 60 has been in your local market your whole life. What's changed is that today you have the information to take advantage of it. Tell me here in the comments, which country or city are you watching from? And tell me, are you going to include liver in your diet this week? Right, I'm trying it this week. I read every comment, every single one. If this video opened your eyes to a food that's been right at your fingertips all this time, give it a like now. That like helps YouTube get this information to more older adults who need to hear it. Share this video with someone you know who complains about fatigue, weak legs, or how expensive meat is. This information could change their week. Do it now while the video is open. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now is the time. Next week, I'll be posting a video about the 5 symptoms your heart sends out long before a heart attack. Symptoms that most people mistake for everyday fatigue. Subscribe and turn on notifications. Take good care of yourself. See you in the next video.